So I started the funded challenge with Topstep. I'm going to take you through every single trade that I took on my first day of the challenge. Every time you do a challenge with a prop firm, you have a set of rules. With Topstep, you need to get 6% profit, which is $6,000 on a 100K account, and go no less than $3,000. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take you through every single trade that I took today to reach $2,500 in profit. On my first day of the challenge, my average winning trade was $1,600. My average losing was $239. Pretty good risk to reward factor. And what makes it even more interesting is that I had 3 losses and 2 wins and still came out with that profit. And the reason why that is because I cut my losers quickly and let my winners run. So after the first day, I got 3.5% to go, and then we passed the challenge. So it's going to essentially take me a minimum of 3 days, maximum, who knows. So here are all my trades that I took throughout the day. You can see all 5 trades with their profits, their losses, the ones that I lost on, and the entry time, entry price, and exit price. So I actually work a full-time job and I have to work trading around that. So as you can see, my first trade of the day started at 5:20 p.m. UK time, and my last trade exited at 6:58. As you can see, all my trades were long, which means I thought price was going to go up once we reach a certain point. Even though I took 3 losses, I was still confident in the bias and managed to regain that loss and put it into a win. So I'm going to take you through why I thought we were bullish, every single trade that I took, why it probably wasn't the right idea or right entry, and then we'll get on to day 2 tomorrow. So I'm going to start on the daily time frame because that's where I get my directional bias, whether I think it's going to go up or down. What I've just mapped out on the chart is a daily fair value gap, which means we've had a big impulsive move up, and if that price holds, I can see a little reaction going up. Now we've zoomed down to the 4-hour time frame, and you can see that a lot more detail starts coming into the picture. So what I've marked onto the charts now is a 4-hour fair value gap. As you can see, just down here between 72.94 and 72, it's a fair value gap that should have held price to the downside, but it didn't. And because price pushed through that gap, that should now act as support for price to continue going up. You notice how we had it here. If price was going to go down, that would have held, but because we pushed through, anytime we enter that now should be a strong resistance point for price to go up. So because price pushed through that area that I just mentioned yesterday, once we retraced to it again today, I was then looking for buys. We're now in the 5-minute time frame, and as you can see, there's so much more detail than there was in the 4-hour. A lot more candles are printed. So essentially on the 5-minute or 15-minute time frame, that's where I'm looking to make my entry. And then I look for logical points within past data where I think price will react off. So we're now looking at yesterday's price action on the 5-minute chart. 27th of January, 7:05 p.m. UK time. We've got a 5-minute bullish fair value gap right here. We've had equal lows, so it's a strong resistance point. Price didn't want to go down from there before, so what do we look to happen? Price to re-enter that zone. And that, as soon as it entered there, that's when we're looking for buys. What I just put on my chart is a change in state of delivery. That means the last down close candles that we've got for bearish price movement, price broke above that. We're now looking for price to retrace, and then we get in. So what I've just put on my charts is the first trade that I took of the day. We entered at 5:20 p.m. and we got stopped out at 5:35. Reason being, we broke above the structure. We'd gone into a fair value gap at this point here. I wanted my stop loss to be below this order block and fair value gap on the 1-minute chart, because if it didn't hold that level, I'd still be interested in long, but I'd re-enter at a later time at a better price. So as you can see from my results and the chart, I was stopped out at 5:35. So now I've put on my second trade of the day. We had the same profit target. Stop loss was still below a fair value gap, and we just re-entered on a lower one. Again, we got stopped out. Trade duration was about 40 minutes. It would have been a massive 7-to-1 risk to reward. But again, it didn't pay out. So at this point, I was down $700. Not a great start to the day. Not a great start to the challenge, but I still had a lot of faith in price going up once we reached this point. So I entered again, and as you can see, the trade played out. And as you can see, the trade played out beautifully. Entered at 6:37, got out at 6:58, 20-minute trade, and that one equated to me around 1%. And something really important in trading to remember is that you let your winners run and you cut your losers short. So what did I do to my winning trade? I added more into it. So this is a second position that I added in. So my first trade was around here, second position added in around here, and we got out the same profit target. And just for everyone's reference, the line I've just put onto the chart was my profit target. So it's filling a 15-minute imbalance that we left from the beginning of the market. My trade recap, that was every single trade that I took today. Drop a like, drop a follow, and we'll be releasing a video every single trading day.